In this video, I'm going to be discussing special interest within autistic people, as well as delving into special interests of my own and trying to find out the causes of them. Just like any discussion on this channel, I like to start out by explaining exactly what everything is. So, what is a special interest? My definition of a special interest would be a specific subject, no matter how peculiar it may seem, that an autistic person obsesses on, endeavouring to find out anything and everything about said subject for no evident reason. But of course, my definition may be different to other people's, so I turn to the National Autistic Society's website to find out a more general definition. They say, many autistic people have intense and highly focused interests, often from a fairly young age. These can change over time or be lifelong. It can be art, music, gardening, animals, postcodes, or numbers. For many younger children, it's Thomas the Tank Engine, dinosaurs, or particular cartoon characters. I will of course leave a link to the National Autistic Society website in the description below if you want to learn more. So from this definition, we can see that special interests are very specific and may not be subjects that seem obvious or interesting enough to get into for a lot of people, but that's where the name comes from. Most autistic people have their own special interests that's personal to them for whatever reason. There is no generic special interest for all autistic people. I believe my special interests are a lot more common and generic than some others, but my reasons for these interests are personal to myself. One of my special interests is Star Wars. I'm obsessed with it, and this goes beyond just having a love for the films. I've collected so much merchandise and countless figurines, toys, posters, pop vinyls, books, and more. A lot of my spare time is taken up by watching videos on YouTube to find out about the deeper story of Star Wars, the kind of stuff you don't just find out by watching the movies or the series. You actively have to search around in order to find out this information. I love Star Wars and it has become such a big part of my life. But I'm sure you're asking, where did this special interest come from? That's the part that may seem a bit more confusing. I don't know, is probably the most accurate answer to that question. Up until a few years ago, I wasn't remotely interested in Star Wars. I had never watched the films and I didn't understand what all the hype was about. And next thing you know, I'm obsessed for no apparent reason. This could be compared very closely with a hobby, but there are some crucial differences. However, it isn't easy to explain this, so bear with me. I guess the main thing I need to highlight is that a special interest is needed, whereas a hobby is something that has been chosen to take up. Like with Star Wars, for example, I didn't just decide one day that I wanted to become obsessed with Star Wars and learn more about it. It just all of a sudden became a part of my life out of nowhere. I constantly feel the need to learn more about Star Wars, share it with others, but with a hobby you can independently make the decision to stop doing it as and when you like. That same thing doesn't apply to a special interest. I can't just decide I don't want to research Star Wars anymore because it's something that I'm constantly feeling the need to do. This isn't one of my special interests, but another one that could be found within autistic people is trains. There's no particular reason why these people are so infused by trains. They just are. They may learn all the different models, or spend hours looking at train timetables, or even just get a kick out of sitting at the platform and waiting for trains to arrive and depart. But once again, there's no reason for this. It's just an interest. And the people with these interests can't just decide they aren't interested anymore, because it's something that's needed as part of their lives. They're simply fixated on them. It's quite a challenge to try and describe something and explain something that there isn't much reasoning for. And I'm aware it won't entirely make sense to people unless they've experienced it themselves, which is impossible to choose to do no matter how much you may want to, because I elaborate. A special interest is not chosen. These interests can completely take over our lives, distracting us from tasks we need to complete, whether that be homework, projects, or essential jobs that are just a part of everyday life. But once again, they are uncontrollable, so it's crucial that society understands that we don't choose to let these interests become priority and take over. It just happens. I hope you've learned something from this video, and if you have any special interest of your own, feel free to let me know in the comment section below. I'm definitely interested in hearing other people's. Please like, subscribe, and turn the notification bell on so you never miss an upload. See you in the next one.